Alright. Okay, we got a new video here we're going to shoot on my root cellar. My cousin there, Julie, was going to build a root cellar, and I thought maybe I'd make her a little video, put it on YouTube, and everybody could see my root cellar, maybe to give them some ideas. I built this root cellar last summer. We have a drain pipe right here. This is the drain for the bottom of the root cellar. And this is my air vent. If you notice, I got a piece of screen cut off up in there. I'll give you a little close up of the screen.
Okay, there's the air intake is right there. And there's a little screen in there. And then over here is the drain for the bottom of the root cellar. And the root cellar is right there, stuck in the side of the hillside.
Now on this root cellar, I wanted a door on the outside. I wanted two doors. I wanted a door outside and a door inside. So I got online and I started looking up some of these basement doors. They're metal. And I thought maybe I'd buy one of them. But once I found out the price of them, no, I'm not going to buy one. So I ended up getting some old scrap metal. I got some bed rails together, and I had some old leftover metal that I'd used on the roof of a lot of these buildings that I have, and I built my own door. I just welded the handle on the side of it, and it's not too heavy, it's not too bad. Give you a little shot of that. We'll give you a little close-up of this door, how it's put together. Now I built a small latch here. This is just to keep the wind from blowing this thing open too far or blowing it closed while you're inside. So I'll show you what it's made out of pretty much. There's how that little thing goes on. It's just a little drilled into the angle iron and then drilled into the door. And as you can see, the door is just made out of all basically bed rails. All the way up, down the other side, and even this track going around the door is made out of bed rails. Then we have a latch here I made, and a latch up there, so in case you want to lock yourself in there if you had a storm or something, you just run a pin right through the inside of it. Now I'm going to take this thing off this tripod. Now I made this door to open in. I know that if a tree was to fall down on this, I'd have a hard time getting it open in case of a storm or something, but I thought maybe I'd throw a hatchet or something in here, something that you might be able to beat through this door with. But this has a lock on the outside. I yet to have put a lock on the inside yet, but it just opens in. Now if I'm holding the camera, as you can see, the goats, they're just a pain. They're everywhere. Okay, the floor in this root cellar, the whole entire floor, even underneath these steps, are all red brick. Now underneath the red brick, there is, at the bottom layer, there's gravel, probably a foot or better of gravel. And then there's pea gravel. And then there's sand. And each one of these brick, somebody threw them away. I picked them up, didn't cost me a dime. And I beat him in with a mallet, a rubber mallet. And I put the whole floor down. Now, the whole entire floor is a drain. So no matter what comes through the walls, if anything was to come through the walls, it would go down in my drain. Which, the whole floor is a drain. But I've never, ever seen water in my root cellar. Now, the air intake... My air intake is down here, which comes in down there at the bottom. Got a little pipe coming up through there. That's the one I showed you outside. That's the intake. Now my exhaust is up here. Now I have a little door on here. I had a screen on it, and I think a squirrel got down in there, and I had to cap the top of it with a vent to keep the squirrels from chewing the wire up. But I control my air right here, how much air, and in the summer I keep it down. So I don't let a lot of cold air in, and I don't let a lot of hot air in. But that actually does really well. The root cellar, now all these bins over here, we'll fill them full of potatoes. And we're getting ready to do potatoes here pretty soon, so we'll be filling this thing up. I had to come down and sweep it out because you're getting mud and stuff in here. My root cellar is made of basically all concrete block. The side blocks are full of concrete, and they have drill steel going down through the inside of the blocks, and they're filled full of concrete. Now, the ceiling, I built piers in here, and I built a floor, and I put metal on it, that ribbed metal, the same metal that's on my door. I did the whole floor. And then after I got the concrete all poured, I just took the metal back out. I didn't need the metal in there anymore. This concrete that's on the floor here, it laps. It's down inside because my brick or blocker here and this come down inside so far. So it's down inside. It's down inside of here, but it also goes over top of the block outside. So it's pretty sturdy. I think you can do just about anything you want to this building and you're not going to hurt it. Now the door, I made it out of a piece of plywood here, then a piece of insulation here. It's just that insulation board, and then I got plywood out here. And then I just put a support bracket around there. Now there's the latch, and these goats won't leave me alone. But anyhow, just a couple hinges on the inside, and later I was going to put some weather stripping around the door, and maybe that would hold some more air out. So we'll go back outside if this goat will let me. Okay, now this is my air intake, the one I showed you from downstairs. I cut a piece of plexiglass in here and just screwed it right down on top of here because the squirrels were getting down in there, and of course they would come out the air vent and push that piece of wire out of there. They got a real nice solar powered light, and it's got a little switch, and I think I'm going to put one in my root cellar. So that's going to be my next thing. This root cellar is only 8 foot by 8 foot. We painted the outside of it with the concrete sealer. Now we had way more than what we needed to paint this thing because it was so small. So we put a few coats on it. It's probably got 2 or 3 coats on it. And then we wrapped it in plastic while it was still wet, and we stuck it to it. Now, it dried good, so and I have yet to see a leak in my root cellar. So if you're going to build one, you want to make sure you got a well drainage. You want good drainage out the bottom, and you want to seal up the outside of it real good and the top of it real good. But and make sure it's got plenty of air. Now, my air intake is actually about 20 some feet long, so yeah, it comes out right down there at the bottom down there. It's about 20 some feet long, so I can get a pretty good draft inside this. That's why I have the door on the inside to let the draft, because if I left it open, I'd just get all the hot air from outside right through my root cellar. So I slow that air down, but I definitely want to keep a little bit of air flowing through there. That way you don't build up mold and a lot of moisture in there. Mine doesn't have a lot of moisture, but it's perfect for potatoes. This root cellar is great for potatoes and apples and peaches and pears and all the fruit that you can put in there. It seems to last for a very long time. So if you're building one, good luck, and if I can help out, leave me a comment or something. Alright, thanks everybody for watching the video. I hope it helped you out. If you have any comments or anything, just leave them and I'll do my best to help you out on your root cellar.